and welcome to this week's frequently asked question at Redwood. And this week I am being asked, what are the rules of intestacy? So that sounds like a really technical term that maybe some of you have never heard of before. But the rules of intestacy are actually really important because they are the rules that come into play when an individual dies without a will. So a lot of people, I think, have this misconception that everything will just go to my husband or my wife or my kids or my partner. And so I don't need to make a will because everything will just go to them. And actually, that's not necessarily the case because under UK law, if you die without a will in place, the rules of intestacy actually dictate who inherits your estate and in what particular order. And it doesn't automatically just go 100% to your spouse. So if you have a spouse and you have children, a certain amount can go to your spouse, but a certain amount will then have to go to your children. So that actually means that potentially your spouse may find themselves financially disadvantaged because there's some of your money or your assets that they can't touch because they've been earmarked and put into trust for your minor children. I'm sure for a lot of people that was never the intention and what they wanted to have happen. Never mind the fact that you could see your wealth go to siblings, parents, cousins, as the rules of intestacy look to find someone in your bloodline that they can leave the money to. Ultimately, if you die without a will and you don't have any bloodline relatives that you can pass your wealth to under the rules of intestacy, it will all end up going to good old HMRC. So if for no other reason than that, I would strongly recommend that everyone have a will in place to avoid dying intestate. Not only is it more expensive for your loved ones to deal with an estate as part of probate that's died without a valid will, but it just becomes really, really difficult now in case your wealth ends up going into the wrong people and in the wrong places. And actually all of that could have been avoided if you just took 30 minutes to set up a will online using our online will writing service, or getting some proper advice and putting in a bespoke will for yourself to make sure that your wishes are accurately reflected. So that's what the rules of intestacy are. As I say, hopefully everyone's got a will in place and they don't have to worry about their estate falling under the rules of intestacy. But if you do know anyone that hasn't got a will in place, that might be a bit of useful information to share with them, and it might make them think twice. For more information on the rules of intestacy, you can check out our website. We've got lots of blog information on there, but also we offer free webinars on wills, trust and estate planning, which dive into all of these topics in more detail. So I hope that's helpful, and we'll see you next week for the next frequently asked question.